Hi, this is a tutorial for running the video frame renderer script. So on top of the window you can see the description of what the script does. And basically it's a script that binds multiple mass spectra together over a period of time and to make that into a video. So to give a feel of what this script does, so if you look at the your mass spectrum and the chromatogram, if you move the pointer along the chromatogram, your peaks and mass spectrum will sort of increase and decrease over time. So this is what the script can do. So to give you a video of both the mass spectrum and the chromatogram. And you can also customize the time frame that you want to make this video out of. And before you run the script, you need to download a folder called the FFmpeg. So what this software does is that it stitches images together to make it into a video, to put it in a really simple way. And if you Google how to install FFmpeg, there's a number of websites that actually teach you step by step how to do it. Here is one of the websites that I used. I found it to be really helpful because it has instruction on how to install it if you have Windows 10 or if you have Windows 7 or 8. And first you want to go to the FFmpeg website and to download the software. So you want to save it in anywhere that's convenient to you. I will also link the website into the description of this video as well, because I don't think this one is included in the script. So now you want to go to download and extract the zip file. So you want to extract this into the C drive. So you want to go to computer, local disk, just right there, and click OK. So now you want to go to C drive, which you can get to from if you click computer. And you want to rename it into FFmpeg. So if it already is that name, then you don't have to, but if it's not, you want to do that. And now you want to go to start, and you can simply look up, edit the environmental variable. Or technically you can get to this by clicking control panel, but this way it's a lot faster. So you want to click environmental variable tab, and so I'm running this on a Windows 7, so you want to go through the system variable, so the windows below. You want to find path and click on that, and here you don't want to delete anything, but you can get to the end of this line, and you want to type in what is shown on the screen right now. Then you want to click OK, and then OK, and then OK again. Now we have to sort of initiate the FFmpeg from opening up the CMD window. So you can just go to start and then look up CMD windows. And here you can just directly type FFmpeg and enter, and this should give you just a list of numbers or code. If you don't get this message, then it means it's not installed properly. Then you want to go do it again. Now let's get back to the PyCharm window. Here you can also check that by going to terminal and type the same thing. You can type FFmpeg and see if the same message pop up. So there it is, and it means you're good to go. So first you'll need to have either the WAR file or the XML file ready to run the video script. That's all you need. And now we'll have to simply direct the script to locate where the file is. So you can do this by copying and pasting the folder name. And here in this example, I'm using the XML file that came with the PythoMS folder package. So here you just go to PythoMS folder, you should see the validation file folder. If you click into it, you should see LY 2015, September 15, 06, XML, this file. So in the video script that you downloaded earlier on, it already located this file in this folder. So now we're just going to go over some parameters to run this file. So here in line 24 is where you put the name of the folder and the name of the file. And here next you will want to define a few things. Here you'll have to provide the species name or peak label, and then bounds means you'll have to provide the range of your mass peak. You can also customize the color of the peak that you want to show. So you can either use the hex code or the RBG code. And next, for a fin means that the positive ion mode or negative ion mode that you collected your data file in. Okay, now we're at line 37, the number of scans to sum. What it means is that, so when you acquire mass spec data over a period of time, you can set the time per scan to be 1 second per scan or 2 seconds per scan. So if you have a 1 minute acquisition, that means you'll have a total number of 60 scans of mass spectra. And if you have a long acquisition experiment, the number of scans you have will be quite high. And this function allows you to bin the number of scans together into one data point. So n will be the number that you want to bin or take the average of. So it's sort of the same function or a very similar function as smoothing in most mass spec software, but this you're doing it mathematically. So if you want to keep our data, you can just simply put n equals 1, but here for this example we just put n equals 2. So the next thing you have to define is the scan range here at line 41. So here it says 2,147. So now we just look at this random example of mine here. So at the beginning of your experiment, so at the very beginning of your experiment, the scan number equals to 1. And if you look at the chromatogram, scroll all the way, then you see the scan number changing, and if you bring it to the end, you have the end scan number. So you can set this number to whatever time range you want to be. So next we'll be looking at the mass range, and here you can just set the mass range to where you want it to start and end. And here at line 50, so now we are down at line 54. This is interesting because you get to set where your reaction start point is. So even if your experiment started at time 0, but if you didn't add or inject your sample into the mass spec until a certain minute, then you can specify that minute to be the starting point of your video. And at line 59, you get to label that specific time point, and you can label other time points that you want to show up in your video. And after that, line 63 and 66, and there are other parameters that is mostly for aesthetic of your video. And now your script is ready to run. So the rest of the script are just instructions. So here, if you right click on the tab, it says run the script, so you just click run, or you can just click the green button on the top right corner. So now the script is running, and depending on the number of data points you have for your aspect file, how long your acquisition time is, then it will take longer for the script to run. But for its video purposes, we are going to speed it up a little bit. So now it says it's writing animation to file. And once the message process finished with execute 0, that means it's done. So now we just go back to the validation file folder, and then this is where the video would be. Right now I'm opening the video using VLC because it wouldn't play on Windows Media Player. So here you can see how the two peaks that we selected is highlighted on the left side, and on the right side is the chronogram of these two traces. And one last thing before we finish off this video is that if you run into any issues or problem when you're running the script, please send it over to the GitHub Lars Janker page. So you can send over your data file and also copy and paste the error message that you receive on PyCharm, and just paste it into issues page of GitHub. So there isn't really an issue over here, but just for example, if you see an error message, you can just copy and paste the whole message and then paste it onto the issue section of the homepage of PythoMS. So here you click new issues and you should make an account. The thing is, the more issues that we receive, the more we can sort of improve the script and to make it more user-friendly for everybody. So here, for example, you have a problem with running the video script, you can just put that in. And you can leave a comment, or you can provide as much background as you can, or if you run into any issues that you're just not really sure why you're receiving message or error message, then you can also post it over here. Then you can just click submit the issue, and that's all. Thank you for watching.